Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Jerry Nair. I spoke with you earlier this week about what I do, and I touched briefly on the topic of implicit bias. I told you that I'd come back later this week to talk more about it, so here I am. Let me first just kind of give you a background of my work in this topic and in this subject. About 13 years ago, I started training police officers on the training of implicit bias, looking at how officer bias, and in particular those that they were unaware of, referred to as implicit, impacted their decision making and in their engagement with the public. But it's not just police officers who have this need to look at their biases. We all do. Okay, I don't care whatever your work is. Me as a trainer, if you are a doctor or a nurse, or if you are a clerk in a grocery store, or if you are a shoe salesperson, you have your biases, and your biases impact how you treat other people. Okay, so let's take a look at the phrase itself, implicit bias. The second word is bias, which simply means a preference, okay? Some of you like chocolate ice cream more than vanilla ice cream. And some of you are more morning people than nighttime people. I have a preference to go to the gym and work out in the evening as opposed to the morning. And I thought Mary Ann was prettier than Ginger, okay? So we all have our inclinations that make us unique. However, some of our biases are not as innocent and as inconsequential as those I just mentioned. A bias that I carried around for a while when I was younger was that if you had money and you were rich, you weren't as trustworthy as those who did not. Okay? I've also had opinions and biases in my life and still hold to this day to some extent, just based on my interactions with this group, that African American females have a resilience that is unmatched by men and other races. And then finally, I tend to get more frustrated with white male drivers who drive poorly than other groups. Now listen, I'm not here to air all my unresolved issues, though I just did actually, but instead to get you thinking about how our biases get in the way of our decision making. Let's look at that first word, implicit. Now, implicit means that which we're unaware of. It also means that which is ingrained in us or that which is in our subconscious. Okay, so by virtue of the fact that I was able to name some of my own biases indicates that I am aware of them. All right. So let's do a little exercise. I would like you to either write down or just think about in your head. Think about a group of people who you have a comfort level with. You enjoy being around them. You're comfortable being around them. And also think about the demographics of them. Is it based on race? Is it based on income level? Is it based on sexual orientation or religion or political preference? Is it maybe based on the fact that you have a common interest, such as the arts or a sport or maybe a hobby? So get that group in your mind, just a group, just one. And think about it for a few seconds, and we'll go on to the next part, okay? You got it? I don't know if you got it, but hopefully you got it. Okay. Now what I'd like for you to do is I want you to think of another group that you do not have a comfort level towards. In fact, you are uncomfortable around these people. They create discomfort for you. And apply some of the same questions. Is it based on race, income level, sexual orientation? Is it political party preference, religion? Is it based on their interests that do not match yours? Okay? Give you a few seconds to think about that. That's good. All right. So what we have now is you have identified two groups, and we can call the first group the comfort group and the second group the discomfort group. And my question to you now is this: how do you treat these people? Are you more accepting of the faults of the comfort group than of the discomfort group? Do you place more blame for similar behavior towards the discomfort group than the comfort group? And then finally, do you find yourself believing that the comfort group is a higher-minded, morally superior, and more deserving of your fairness and kindness than those other people? Okay? Answering these questions with as much honesty as you can is a first step in reducing and eliminating your implicit biases. Now look, there's nothing wrong with liking some people more than others. We all do. I do. Okay? Implicit bias isn't about liking someone more than somebody else. Implicit bias is the notion that we are unaware of why we treat some people differently than others. And this is not easy work. It takes a lot of exploring and questioning. It also takes being around people and who are not like you. I've shared with groups every group I speak to, almost, whether they are police officers, whether they are CEOs, or whether they are kids in schools, that if you want to be successful, whatever success means to you, get comfortable being around people who do not look, act, or believe like you do. Okay? So listen, thank you for tuning in this week. Next week, I will talk about how we develop these biases, and then things we can do, you can do, I can continue to do to reduce and eliminate them. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.